Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be installing a sub. If you're wondering how to do this, go and check out my other video. Just type in Ford F150 how to remove stereo. It'll also be on my channel, so just type in Ghostly Rich F150 stereo removal and it should pop up. Once you're to this point, now I'll show you how to start running some wiring through your truck for your subwoofer. What we're going to be doing, of course, is we're going to pop this open, and I've undone the bolts on the seat. As you can see, super simple. You see the seat bolts, all you do is you undo them and then you can flip these up, and I'm going to have this here, and I'm going to be putting an amplifier right under each seat. So there'll be an amp here and a hidden tucked away subwoofer right here. So just wait for me to get everything ready. I'm going to check out for all components, and then after I get there we can start mounting things. So next thing I want to do is find a route for my power wire. This can be fun. Before we start popping off trim panels, I was taking a look, and we have a hood latch release right here, it looks like. And as you can see, it's nice hidden. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some hay wire, put a little bit of a bend in it. I'm going to poke through the rubber grommet. Again, just like this, and just fished it in. I'm going to stuff all this in. Might be a little bit tough. Once we get it up in here, say that much hay wire, why not? And let's go see if I can find it on the other side. So we just look in under here. Oh, I see it. It's down here. Oh. And there we go. So now we have this right here, and then I'll have to wire loom or do something up and along here, and I'll bring it over to the battery, as you can see over here. But as you can see, it's up and in here. So now I can tape my power wire under here and pull it through that really soft grommet. Alright guys, let's show you how to remove the trim panels. This will work for both sides. Just grab right here and pull up and then out. As you can see, you're going to see these little clips. They sink into here. So we now have this out of the way. Next thing you'll have is this rubber right here. Pull it up and off. You'll see there's a crease here. Just put this off to the side, grab right here, pull forwards and out like this. As you can see, we've got a hook right here. So when you pull forwards like this and then you push out, it just moves the hook out of the way. Once that's out of the way, you'll see that this is in here again in the groove. Pull this forwards and you can do that. Once that's out, we're just going to go over here, and you'll have this one again. Pull this up and out, pull this forwards like so, and now we have room again. If you look, this trough goes all the way over there. Now we have access to reach in over here. We're not going to actually put our wiring here, but we can feed it all the way to our amplifiers, bring it up over here. We'll feed it right here, put a little slit in the carpet and pull it out, and it'll look really nice and clean. So do that, clean off both sides, so this side and that side, and then we'll be ready to run our RCAs, and plus I'm going to show you how to do the 4-channel. Alright guys, so one thing you need to know is when you're looking at something like this, is you always want to look underneath and look for a gas tank. And guess what? We do have a gas tank here. But here's the thing. Where the seat sits, if you measure where the bolts are, again, remember to measure where the bolts are, you will see 2 holes underneath right here. And I took one of my screws, which I will show you, and I fed it over top of the gas tank, which is what you should do. Reach over here, make sure, and then you get your bearings. Once you know exactly, like I'm going to be in line with this hole, I'm only putting 3 screws in. 2 will be over here, so I'm not too worried. 1, 2, and then there'll be a 3rd way over there, and it'll be really good because it'll be, I've already checked, we got way more than enough depth. I'm not going to hit it. So it's one of those things where when you put it in, just make sure that you use a screw that is, if you go like this and it won't cross in between this and the gas tank, don't use that screw. So I've just double checked, this screw is going to work and it won't drill into my gas tank. Again, all I did was slide it between the frame and the gas tank to make sure that there's no way this screw is going to bite into the gas tank. And I could even use shorter screws in this. It's just biting through that initial layer of carpet always sucks. So again, on the other side, looks like I'm clean. The only thing I got to watch out for is puncturing an exhaust system, and they hang really low. So other side, I'm good for that amp. So I'm gonna go mount this. Alright guys, so I'm going to quickly show you how to ran the speaker wires. So again, I lifted up the carpet like I said I was going to do, and I fed them right here. I'm going to still put a little slit. I'm going to put my amplifier over here. This is all the speaker wire I'm going to need. And I reached through here. You can literally reach through here. I can touch my fingers from there to there. Once you get it here, you lift this up and you feed the wire in there. Just keep feeding it in. As you see, I just taped the tip so it made like a battering ram, and I battering rammed into there. And then I came over to this door, and I fold this up, and oh, it was popping out right there. Grabbed it, fed it through, grabbed here, and then I folded this all the way over. You can literally see what I've done here. Like, see how that's up there? And the wiring goes to right there. After that, I fed it through right here. This is gonna be lying down there. And then I fed it right up here. Fed it up into that dash piece. Once it was in there, reached in, grabbed down here, and I'm not totally feeding right now, but you can see I'm holding onto the tips. I'll just have to bend that plate, feed this all the way up, and that's how you do it. Do the same with your RCAs and one blue remote wire. I don't have that right now yet, so once that gets here, I will be putting it in. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we got a red to red, yellow to yellow, black to black. These are all you need to run your stereo. All this other stuff that's coming out of your stereo, if you have an orange white wire, that's your illumination wire. Go ahead and hook that up. That's completely up to you. But as you can see here, these are my speaker wires. The purples, the grays, the whites, and the greens. I need these on the vehicle side, not on the deck side. So take this after you've done this, and like I said, if you have the orange one there, leave that. The only other thing you need from the deck side, which I'll solder inside the vehicle, is the remote wire. This is what's going to tell your amps to turn on. So make sure you run one wire to your amp so it knows to turn on. We can branch that at the back. So again, we'll get ready to run that in a second here. Alright guys, so as you can see right here, we've got our RCAs. We've got, what I've done is I've labeled them. So as I pull them out of the package, 2 stripes on one of them, on the other side did 2 stripes. So that way I know which RCA is going to where without bump testing them. It's going to be a little bit different for the speakers. I'm actually going to bump test those with a battery, which you'll see later. But right now we've got, for the second wire set that's going to go through, is our RCAs and our remote wire. Remember that one remote wire I told you about? That's it. So just run it through just like we did the speaker. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we've got our new speaker wires that are right here, and we have the ones that are currently on here. And of course we're running these to the back, so we need to branch them off. So how does this work, you say? I'm sure you're asking that. You're gonna take this. See how this has a black stripe and this one is completely just blank? Like it's gray, but that's it. And this one is gray black. Gray black is going to be the negative and gray is going to be the positive. So if you have a wire like this that's red on one side, this is copper. So you want to make the copper the positive, and that silver, I guess it's aluminum, but it doesn't matter. You'll make that your negative. So that way you know the red is your positive and that is a negative. Now this one set right here, you want to do to the one set there. So the gray wires, like I said, gray will go here, and then gray black will go here, and then, you know, continue on purple on this side. So purple and then purple black on the silver side. And then when you go to that side and it asks you on the amplifier, which side's the positive? Well, you put the red side in. And I'll show you again once we get to the other side how to distinguish which is left, which is right, and all that other fun stuff. So for now, just take all these and just match them up to any wire, really. Just solder them on, okay? Alright, so if you take a look here, this was that haywire that I put through. What I would suggest you do is get yourself some hand soap and put hand soap along here. What this does is it lubes it up so it goes through the grommet really nice, and then just go inside the vehicle. Have one person feed if you can. If not, whatever. You can only do with what you do. And then all you do is you pull this through, and we'll see if we can get it on the first try. Nope. Nope. So as you can see, we've poured liquid soap. First thing I did is I taped it up onto the haywire there. You tape the haywire, then you tape the wire, make it sort of on an edge. You can cut it on an edge or do whatever you want. Then you just cover it in soap. Now I'm going to have him guide this in while I open the door. And then grab our haywire bundle, and I'm going to pull on it slowly. And then just give it a wiggle as it comes through. Oh, there it is. Yep, right there. And now I get ready to hide it under the carpet right here. Alright guys, so what I've done is I've actually run an extra pair of RCAs because this stereo actually only has 4, as you can see. If you're doing this, you want 6. So I'm going to be running the subwoofer out through the subwoofer port, and then I'll have the front right here, which I'm going to split. All it means is I lose fade, and it'll be a little quieter because of you're splitting the voltage and stuff. But if you were to buy, say, a new deck, and you get the fancy wancy one, it'll come with 3 pairs, and that's what you want. So I'm only going to be, we have this for expansion use, and I'm going to Y out the ones on the amplifier in the back. So for now, as you can see, just to do a roll call, we have our positive, constant, and our accessory, and our ground hooked up, and our remote wire going to the rear. We have all our RCAs wired up, and this is connected. Now let's put our stereo in, so that way we can start working in the back. Alright guys, so now we're going to pop the speakers. As you see, we have just a AA battery, and you have a speaker wire. You're just going to touch this side to there, and then you're going to touch the other side, which can be kind of difficult here. Just like this. See how you can hear it popping, sort of? Probably not on camera too well, but
clarity.
Just like that.
That's right.
Yeah. And after you hear that, you can now tell which side it is. For me, I know it's that front left one right there. And so you'll just do that. After you know it's front left, put it on front left. Keep popping until you got them all. Okay? Alright guys, so in the cab, this is what it looks like. What I did is you can sort of see the positive, and then I put a distribution block right there into 2 8 gauges. These amps don't need a lot of power because it's very simple. That's the amp with the built-in subwoofer. As you can see, RCA going into here. The reason why this isn't under the carpet is we decided against cutting the carpet, and we just laid it all on top, and I just used the existing holes to run our wires through. This is going to swing down, go right here. It's all good. As for ground, I chose to go right here because it was a very, very strong piece of metal. Cleaned it off with sandpaper. After I sanded it down to silver, all I did is I took a self-tapping screw and bolted in the 2 grounds. Super simple. Make sure you bolt them together, but again, that just covers that. These are going to just fold back down, and again, I'll probably clean this up a little bit. I might even put some just little slits right here just to slide the wiring into. And then input gains, I just set them at RMS for now. So if you don't know what RMS is, when you're looking at your gain or your input voltage and stuff, that's halfway. You want to put it, or it might say nominal RMS, or just put it at halfway. That's your RMS lever there. And then of course you can of course do this with a better programmer if you got one, or if your amp has the built-in program. And other than that, for your, put on your subwoofer, put the LPF at say 100, and put your speaker HBF at 80. Listen to that. If you don't like it, you can always drop the HBF to 80 or to lower, and of course you can cut out the higher notes from the sub if you want to. Those are my favorite to go with. After you've done this, now it's time to go under the hood, and we'll connect your positive. So as you can see, positive is run. We put a small grommet right there, bolted one on to hold it. Then you got these really cool hooks, and then fuse block, and then bolted right on. That's what's really cool with this kit. And again, that's basically it. Just bolted it on through. If you want, you could throw some dielectric grease on those terminals. When you're screwing, if you do decide to put screws like we did into that plastic channel, make sure you use small screws. There are wires in there, so we use like micro, they barely even poke through the other side. And we've made sure the wires were out from the wall before we put them in. It's nice, it's clean, looks good. And of course, make sure you keep the wire when you're putting that up. We zap strapped it away from the engine, so that way we don't get anything that's gonna burn the wire. Other than that, we're all good. And that's it. I hope this video helped you out. Sorry again for finishing it at night, but it's just how installs go. Thanks again for watching. Press a like if it helped you out, and subscribe for more.